All right, folks, we're here now. We're back at it again here. This time we got the super late models. That would be the Miller Family Trucking National Super Late Model Tour presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder. I mean, hey, got to put them in there. Wotel has been around for a long time. Well, you've heard him. You know who he is. And it's been a while since I've been in the booth with him, but I got Brett, the man himself, up here in the booth. What's going on, Brett?
Not much, Joe. Good to be back on Sunday night, and I'll tell you what, you've done a fantastic job. 9 in and 9 out, but looking forward to tonight, the Miller Family Trucking National Super Late Model Tour presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder eSports League. Qualifying is done. Heat races are up first, and we'll see 6 heat races, 10 laps, top 3 to the main event before we get into 3 last chance qualifiers where there will be 12 laps. And we'll take the top 2 from that one. Short little warm-up session and then a 50-lap feature event, Joe.
Absolutely. Let's grid them up. Like I said, heat race 1, Dylan Hauser's the man out front. Drew Hopkins going to start in 2nd. Matthew Selby there in 3rd. AJ Cruz starting 4th. Ryan Flatten up in 5th. Brandon Freeberg in 6th. Logan Braster in 7th. James Clausen up in 8th. Josh Fuller 9th. And Elton Beck there in 10th. So we got a kind of a star-studded here to start this heat race number 1. And the heat races in the pro late models, Brett, whew, they were definitely hot.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing how the super late models take to the racetrack. Obviously, track still somewhat a little bit fresh. I dare say that probably for the first 2, maybe 3 heat races until that sort of the racing line develops more towards the outside retaining wall. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of drivers just go just above the slick line and even right through the middle of the racetrack. So, look, who knows? I may be wrong in that one, but really looking forward, really excited for week number 1, round number 1 of this season with the Miller Family Trucking National Super Late Model Tour presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have to say it right here. I mean, I've known Brett for a while, and definitely he's going to be working a lot when he comes. As we go green, out front. That man, he's going to get a good jump on the field. Dylan Hauser, who almost pulled it off in the last one, finished 3rd in our last race in the pro late models. Problem is he goes high. Here comes Selby to the inside.
Yeah, Selby working down the bottom of the racetrack. He'll get by Drew Hopkins in that 157 machine. Then you go back to Ryan Flatten back there in 4th position, side by side between Hopkins and Flatten. Hopkins just above the slick right there on lap number 1. Dylan Hauser will lead the opening lap from Matt Selby. Drew Hopkins at your top 3 as they work through turn number 1 and 2.
Yeah, Flatten right now seeing what he can do. He's outside looking in. Top 3 go to the feature. You got Hopkins, Selby, Hauser's. Meanwhile, Hauser's got the control of it. Here they go 3 wide. Oh, that's Selby got into the wall up there. He's back now outside looking in.
Well, Selby could be finding himself on the pole of one of 3 last chance qualifiers, but I'll tell you what, Selby works back to the outside on Flatten down into turn number 3. Flatten keeps the 15 down to the low side. The left front just catches the inside berm. Here comes Brandon Freeberg in the 71 to the outside move. Brandon Freeberg up to position number 4.
Yeah, we got this Miller Family Truck and super late models here presented by Hontz Performance, and it has been definitely a heck of a performance show. Dylan Hauser out front, Hopkins right there in 2nd. Look at Flatten, man, hitting that inside berm. He's trying to get 4th place away from Freeberg, but meanwhile, the problem is you can only top 3 go to the feature, but the 4th and 5th place, they are definitely battling. You see Hopkins, what I saw in the last race here, Brett, was if you tried to do the pass, you lost so much momentum, and the guy behind you closed in very fast.
And that's a choice that Matt Selby's going to have to make, whether he wants to try and go for the pass, try and pick up those extra couple of rows. Although it's only 1 position, it's going to be at least 3, maybe 3.5 or 3, almost 4 rows when it comes to the starting lineup in tonight's 50-lap main event. Do you take the risk, or do you say, you know what, I'm in the show, I've got 50 laps to make the move. 6 down, 4 to run.
You talk about it right there. That's risk versus reward. Right now, Selby holds on to the 3rd final transfer spot. Freeberg outside looking in. He would love for him to make a little bit of mistake. He is trying to stalk him, trying everything he can, but he's in the tire tracks. Looks like a high groove up on the cushion right now as Hauser's the man out front dominating this heat race 1.
Now, I tell you what, Freeberg now nearly taking a peek to the inside there on Matt Selby. Selby clears away from Freeberg, and Selby comes after Hopkins down into turn number 3 and 4. They both went low into turn 3. Hopkins, it's going to be Hopkins sitting in 2nd. Selby right in the tyre tracks of the 157 machine. Selby goes up right up in the marbles into turn number 1. cuts back down to the middle of the racetrack. We've got a lap and a half to go, Joe, and Dylan Hauser, well, he's out by 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, it is. He's out there all alone. It's the battle now for second, third. Freeberg right back there in the mix, outside looking in. He's hoping Selby does go down there and makes a little bit of mistake. This might be it. They get contact. Are you kidding me? That is what Freeberg needed as they're coming out of turn 4, or actually going into 3 and 4 for the final time.
Oh, Drew Hopkins is going to be absolutely filthy about that one. Dylan Hauser will complete heat race number 1. He will come across the start-finish line with a 2-second win, unofficially over Matt Selby, home in second. Brandon Freeberg in third. Then you go back to Ryan Flatten in fourth. Drew Hopkins rounds out your top 5. AJ Cruz, James Clarkson to come home seventh as your, I believe, heat results maybe coming up on screen if they are.
That was awesome, man. As we head off here into heat race number 2, let's grid them up. This guy here did not get the start the pro late that he wanted. Out front, Blake Majulis, though, but he has dominated so far in super late models in the past. Past champion as Brent Evans starts on the outside. Cody Naveen right there in third. Mike Augustine up in fourth. Richard Murtaugh Jr. starting in fifth. Jason Salter in sixth. Nick Baum seventh. Joey Lamb in eighth. Ryan Evelyn, you know?
Avila,
appreciate it, man. Now starting in ninth, and Jordan Mitchell rounds out the top 10. Boy, I tell you what, here, Brett, this heat race, wow, this is a stacked one.
Yeah, I mean, not just this one, but you know, all night long, all season long, we are going to see stacked heat races. You know, this is the reason why we've got the best in the, you know, the best of the best in the house, with the Miller Family Trucking National Super Late Model Tour presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder. We'll go green this time by Blake Majulis, a multiple-time champion. I've lost count on how many times he's been champion, but
he's
keep an eye on
16 time, I believe, or he's 15 time. 15 time.
We might as well just call him the Ric Flair right now of iRacing.
What I was saying,
yeah. Well, green flag is out. Keep an eye on Cody Neville as well in that 102 machine. And if you get a chance to have a look at that, Joe, just take a look either on the roof or inside the number, the 0 machine. A tribute to his grandpa, who unfortunately lost his life just a little over a week ago. So Cody Neville and the family, obviously our thoughts and prayers are with you during this difficult time. But who knows, maybe this might just be a sign for Cody Neville to come out here and put that 102 on the top step of the podium as we're working down into turn 3.
Yeah, Blake Majulis right now controls the top side, but Nevin, like you just said, right there in second, man, I hate to hear that, but hey, always good out here just racing in memory of him. But Evan, now you got Nevin and Evan. Now that's a tongue twister there in second, third.
Oh, here comes Augustine down to the inside, trying to put the move there on the 101 machine of Brent Evans. Augustine momentarily moves into position number 3, but here comes Brent Evans back to the outside. He'll take back the third spot at the completion of lap number 3. Augustine slides up in front of Evans. Evans turns the back underneath. Now here comes Richard Murtaugh Jr. to make this a 3-way dance for the final transfer position.
You know, that's what I was talking about right there. As you saw, Augustine did that slide job when he went up there, hit it up in the top side of the cushion and slowed that car down and allowed Evan to be up there and get that move back on him. But then here come Murtaugh into the mix. It also brought Nick Baum. You got about 4 or 5 machines there that can take over this 4th and 3rd place spot.
Well, speaking of taking over that 4th and 3rd place spot, Augustine puts the move there for position number 3, but will get shuffled back to position number 4 as Brett Evans once again in the 101 machine. Now he will slide up in front of Augustine. Now it's Augustine. It's almost like a tennis match, these two guys, as Augustine has got the advantage down into turn number 3. And it's still Blake Majulis, Cody Nevin sitting pretty in 1 and 2, and Augustine will take over 3rd at the start-finish line, 6 down, 4 to run.
Meanwhile, it's Blake Majulis out front leading this one. The Nevin there sitting in 2nd. He's loving what he's seeing in his rearview mirror because you got Augustine, Evans, Richard Murtaugh Jr. They're all battling for that final transfer spot. Look out, here comes Evans trying to put the slide move on the inside of Augustine. It's 3 wide. They're beating and banging on each other.
And here comes Murtaugh, 2 for the price of 1. Says thank you very much, Augustine, into the back of Evans. Now here comes Nick Baum in the 2 machine, 3 wide down into turn 3 and 4. That's for positions 4, 5, and 6. 3 wide contact. Evans into the wall. 3 and 4 wide off turn number 4. How about the 10 of Jason Salter? He's now up to position number 5, and to the inside he goes. And that is Joey Lamb in the 81 machine.
Yeah, he threw a Hail Mary coming up in the middle there. These guys were sideways, all over the place. Murtaugh Jr., though, came up there and stole it away from him. I mean, the battle's on for 4th place, but meanwhile, Blake Majulis, Nevin, and Murtaugh Jr. are your top 3.
What a battle this is. 4, 5, and 6. Salter, Lamb, and Palm out of turn number 4 for your race leader. Blake Majulis will win heat race number 2. Cody Nevin home in 2nd. 3rd, I got a Richard Murtaugh Jr. 4th of the line is going to be Jason Salter, Joey Lamb, Nick Palm, Mike Augustine, Brent Evans, Ryan Villa, and Jordan Mitchell. It's good to see Jordan Mitchell back in the cockpit of a late model. It's been some 6, 7, or 8 months since I've personally seen Jordan Mitchell in the cockpit of a race car. Heat number 2 is done. Joe, heat number 3 is up next.
Absolutely. You got Evan C., one of the best. He won the Pro Late Models opener here for 2023 for the dirtfan.com Pro Late Models here, but he is now going to be out front starting. And Dylan Yeager right there going to start in 2nd. Jesse Etterkin going to be there in 3rd. Logan Rumsey up in 4th. Jarrett Jones in 5th. Cody Sieber starting 6th. Jordan with a Mallwhiter.
Mahurda?
Alex told me was last one.
Mahurda?
Yeah, I forgot. In 7th, we'll get Outlaw on it there. In 7th, Thaddeus Marshall there in 8th, Tyson Uliki there in 9th, and Bowden Brennan rounds out the top 10. Another good stacked heat race here, and this track tonight, Brett, has just been real racy for the pro lates and now for the lates here. Kick off the 2022 season here for the Miller Family Trucking, actually presented by the Super Late Models, presented by Hontz Performance. So we got to appreciate Hontz Performance coming on board here this season, doing this for us here for Super Late Models. Go check them out there on Facebook. Those guys, earlier in the season, or last season in the winter, came on board there late, did a special race, and but it's going to be a good thing here. Obviously, Miller Family Trucking has been a long time supporter here. Wotel, be what you also, but it's good to see Hontz Performance jump on boards. We go green.
Yeah, Bobby and Jennifer do a lot for the iRacing community and a lot of the drivers as well. Green flag is out. Heat race number 3. Dylan Yeager immediately into the wall. There's a ton of grade. He'll go back to position number 5 as Jared Jones, Logan Rumsey. They'll move up to positions 3 and 4. How about Jesse Enterkin from the inside of the 2nd row in the 1 machine? The Hunt the front entry. He's up to position number 2. Poor old Dylan Yeager. He's going to find himself in a world of hurt right now as he's going to park it on the front straightaway in turn number 1, and that's not the way Dylan Yeager wanted to start.
Better watch out again, because he just basically turned that thing, I think, hard right and said, you know what, I'm going to park it right here where we always say don't. But, yeah, a little contact between him and another machine got him all kind of out of shape. And he just, you know what, I'm just going up in the wall. He probably could have straightened that thing out and kept going, but get it. Frustration sometimes, I get it. Drivers, race car thing. You got a good car. Unfortunately, he's going to have to go to the LCQs tonight. That makes long race, and I mentioned it time and time again, Brett. You know it, I know it. With only about 2 or 3 cars that go to the feature in the LCQs, if you get marred back in the back, it's a huge uphill battle to get there.
Absolutely, it's he's really snookered himself. I can tell you that he has actually left the server, so now he's actually coming. Now he's actually coming back in. So yeah, you would hope that there was some sort of maybe VR issue or screen issue, wheel issue that has plagued that number 48 machine. But even then, as you said, he's going to go to the back of one of 3 last chance qualifiers. Those right there, they're going to be stacked with 14, 15 drivers in them apiece, or even 12 or 13 actually. And then he's only got 12 laps to get inside the top 2. We go back green in heat race number 3.
And out front, easily, Evan C. gets out front of this field. Eckern right there. Eckern in the 2nd spot. You got Jones up in 3rd. That's your top 3 going to the feature right now. Rumsey outside looking in. Can he throw that machine up there and get around the third place? But he's got company with Sieber and
Mahurda.
Mahurda. Yeah. No, car round. That is Cody Sieber. Are you kidding me? He was up there, man. Watch what happened to him. A little help. Trying to fifth place spot. Like that, now he's outside looking in. Got a little touchy.
To me, he just sort of come off the cushion, came down the racetrack, and Jordan Mahurda was just he was there. I mean, if I'm gonna put blame on anyone, and this is where race control will come in. They've got 3-4 people up in the booth to have a good look at that. But if I'm up there, I'm blaming that on the 357. So.
Tough night for him so far, him and Yeager. Gonna have to run those LCQs like you say, but meanwhile the man out front, Evans D, he's definitely gonna right now punch his ticket into those the feature. And we've seen wild things happen in iRacing and racing. Got Eckert right there behind him, Jones, and then Rumsey as everybody lines up. We're going back green.
That indeed we are. Field will double up into rows of 2 by 2. It'll be 4 down, 6 to run. A couple of cautions in heat race number 3. Now, 6 heat races on the program for tonight. The Miller Family Trucking National Super Late Model Tour presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder. Evan C says, let's go racing. And Jesse Enterkin will get a good jump down into Tenable 1 and 2.
And you got to see right now out front, like you said, Jones and Eckert, those two guys are going to battle it out. They got to be careful because here comes Rumsey. He's going to make it a 3-car shuffle. Man, look at him move on the inside. He took that hump and said, you know what? I'm going to try it, and it made it work.
Yeah, I tell you what, Jesse Endigan right now. Look at Logan Rumsey, Jared Jones, Jesse Endigan getting shuffled back to position number 4. So the man that restarted on the outside of the front row now finds himself on the outside looking in. He'll now put the one machine back to the inside on Jared Jones. Jones keeps the foot in the bucket, powers around the outside in the 45 machine. Jared Jones squeezes himself back into position number 3, 4 to go.
Got to watch out, Edgerton right there on the inside. He had to get out of the throttle just a little bit because that car just started to move up the track. Don't want to get in the door-to-door with Jones, but he is. Slide job move. He takes over the final transfer spot. You got 4 to go here in heat race number 3, but them guys back there on that final transfer are going at it. One wants it, the other one's got it. In the next lap, man, it just kind of swings back and forth. If they don't watch it, though, Jordan, almost back there 5th, he's going to come up there and steal it from him.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, he's over these 2 guys of Entigan and Jones continue their side-by-side battle because that'll certainly bring in Jordan Mahurda to make that a 3-car battle for the final transfer position. But at the moment, with a lap and a half to run, it is Evans C leading the way. Yellow is out. I believe we've got Cody Sieber again in the 357 machine.
Icing you leaky. What time? Jason to the inside. Cody went back. 74 right there. Contact. Boom.
Yeah, Sieber got into the back of him and unfortunately spun Tyson Yalecki around. I think what Cody was trying to do was because he made the initial contact, he just tried to, obviously doesn't want to finish in front of Tyson Yalecki, so he was just trying to do the right thing, and he'll go back to the pits. So Sieber going to find himself parked back in the infield for the remainder of heat race number 3. And I've just got to say, we need Michael Lefevers to the tower, please. Michael Lefevers to the tower. Sorry, Joe. No. Yeah, look, no one else is going to get that reference except Michael Lefevers.
Yeah. Hey, man, I don't even. Well, Brett talks about something. Folks, I mean, hey, I'm just saying. Green flag, MC gets a good jump out front. Rumsey right behind him. Everybody trying to take that inside lane. Eckerton right there on the 3rd place, though. And you got Jones, and look out here. These guys are battling back here for 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah, Mahurda and Bowden Brandt in the 159 machine. Brandt goes to the inside of Mahurda down into 3 and 4, but the white flag is out 1 lap left to run for Evan C. Just shy of 3/10 of a second lead over Logan Rumsey. He'll pull away from the 41 machine, but I tell you what, Rumsey pulls in down the back straightaway. Final time, final opportunity for Logan Rumsey to make a last lap pass. He's not going to be close enough. Evan C, cool, calm, and collected, gets the win in heat race number 3. Logan Rumsey home in second. Jesse Entigan comes home third. And then you go back to Jarek Jones in fourth. Bona Brant, Jordan Maherta, Thaddeus Marshall, Tyson Uleggi, Cody Seaver, and Dylan Yeager. The 10 drivers in heat race number 3. Halfway in the heat races for the Miller Family Trucking National Super Late Model Tour, presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder. Heat number 4, Joe White.
So 6 heats, top 3, 2 in the B main. That's what there. But let's grid them up here.
I said that's correct.
Jordan Casey going to be out front in this one. James Braswell, they're starting in second. Corey Viles right here in third. Dylan Wilson starting in fourth. Joshua Boonsbeck fifth. Travis St. Clair there in sixth. Scott Smith in seventh. Bo Krebs there in eighth. And Corey Austin round.
Okay. I think, don't get me wrong, don't quote me on this one, but I think it's Corey Valise in.
Okay.
Valise.
Yeah, I had this conversation I think last season, and I apologize, guys. I mean, I'll get your names back right again.
No, but I was just going to say, Joshua, I'm going to leave that one alone because that could get me in trouble.
Boonsbeck is what we was calling it. Okay. I know what you're wanting to say. We'll leave it out with that. But
that's what I mean.
Do we get confirmation? I'm going to say Koonsbeck.
Koonsbeck's good with me, Joe. And
leave it with that one. And Valise, I believe, is what Coy, but nonetheless, green flag again. That's supposed to That's a car's running. Talk about Coy. He's in trouble already.
Yeah, Scott Smith. Scott Smith was the unfortunate party in that one in the 53. See if we can bring up a replay.
Watch it. He's got it. Oh, actually, it started in front of Smith with
it was Koonsbeck.
Down C. And actually, Corey got involved with it. Back here.
Koonsbeck got into the back of the lease in the 17, and then Scott Smith had nowhere to go.
Got one of them rubber band effects here. Nothing you can do from that point. I mean, hey, it's dirt racing. It's like I've always said, it's like short track racing. It's short track. Everything happens so quickly, and there's no time to react sometimes.
No, there's not.
As much as these guys and the drivers want to say they are, unlike asphalt, where, you know, these guys sometimes, with a car on asphalt, you can brake and move a little bit. These guys are almost they're on dirt, and dirt is just water and up on green flag. Though you got Casey Braswell out front, Belize right there hanging on the third, but Dylan Wilson says, I want that final transfer spot, puts a slide job move on it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's Wilson up to position number 3, St. Clair in the 13T. A feature winner with World of Thunder. Picked that up, I think, a couple of seasons ago, 2 or 3 seasons ago, I think it was. So he's on the outside looking in at the moment. 2 down, 8 to run. Heat race number 4 of 6 it is now. Vlies to the outside. St. Clair works and powers back to the inside. He'll put the move there on Vlies up to position number 4.
Yeah, that's the battle right now for 4th and 5th. You got Sinclair and Vlies right there. They're battling it out 4th and 5th. Unfortunately, that's still outside looking in as Dylan Wilson holds on to that final transfer spot. Braswell in second and Jordan Casey out front in this one. But they got a little bit of single file. As you see Casey right there, he's got some good breathing room. Braswell sitting in second and Wilson. So the top 3 kind of spread out just a little bit.
Yeah, I think this is what these guys up front were sort of hoping for, just to lock themselves into tonight's 50-lap main event for round number 1 of the Miller Family Trucking National Super Late Model Tour, presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder. As the 17 of Vlies has now got Bo Krebs in the 168 machine down to the inside. Krebs looks for position number 5 on the 17 of Vlies, but Corey Vlies takes back over that takes her back over the 5th position, I should say. Good battle for 5 and 6 at the moment.
Yeah, it is. They're door to doors back there trying to rub some paint. As you got Vlies right there and Krebs. Krebs taking the inside move. He's going to make the slide job and make it work. Vlies is going to actually fall back to 6, but he's going to do the crisscross move and says, I want it back. They're back there slamming each other.
Vlies, Krebs. Krebs has got the run on the outside of the racetrack, just above the slick line. Vlies was right through the slick and definitely not ideal. He'll now go to the cushion into turn number 1, and that cushion starting to build up. Joe White, keep it on that cushion for the remainder of the night, because the more these guys just run below it, it pushes the marbles up. It'll start to build a really big cushion, and come a main time, that cushion is going to be humongous.
Yeah, and we saw that too there. You talk about it, Brett, and by the time it came to the feature time earlier on, a lot of these guys were running a line. They were that middle kind of a slider line, but when it went to the feature, you saw the top lane came in. Now, after that, low line. Evan Say was able to work that low line as we come around the white flag. Casey's the man out front, going to take this one in turn 3 and 4. Braswell sitting behind him. Wilson in that final transfer spot.
Yeah, Jordan Casey off turn number 4 will greet the checkered flag in heat number 4. Jordan Casey wins from James Braswell in 2nd. Dylan Wilson 3rd. 4th to go to Travis St. Clair. Bo Krebs in 5th. Corey Vlies, Joshua Koonsbeck, Corey Austin, and Scott Smith will be the 9 cars that will finish heat race number 4. Penultimate heat race, which is heat race number 5, coming up next.
Yeah, it is. And you've got Trey Mills, the future, out here starting on the top side. Chase Barbera there in 2nd. Chase Hardy going to be up in 3rd. John Rosario, I tell you what, that's a bad, fast man. Don't count him out. He started in 4th. Austin Hunter there in 5th. Michael Spingler up in 6th. Jaden Sheehan up in 7th. Carden Cochran in 8th place, and Bob Klein in 9th. Is that heat race here? We've got some heavy hitters in it.
Yes, that indeed we do. Keep an eye on the Chase Barber, Chase Hardy, but John Rosario Jr. So many times I've seen John Rosario Jr. have how would I put this delicately, a horrible run in his qualifying and heat race action.
Last race.
No, but what I was going to say,
he came up 14 spots.
I was going to say, so many times I've seen him start at the back of the field, even come through the B main, to start towards the tail end of the field and find himself top 5, top 10. He's a man that when it comes race time in the feature race, you expect him to see, you better expect the 44 to be at the front.
Yeah, he had an uphill battle, but he came up there, finished 4th in that race. I mean, it was an outstanding run in the pro late models. But like I said, here tonight, the Miller Family Trucking, eSports, here presented by Hontz Performance. This is the super late models kicking off 2023 here. It has been a good race. We're going to see what Trey Mills done. That's a new name to me. I haven't really heard of that name too much. I think Alex was mentioning something about he might be a real driver.
Well, look, we'll trust Alex's word on that one. But green flag is out. Heat number 5, penultimate heat race of the night for the Miller Family Trucking National Super Late Model Tour, presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder. And it's going to be Trey Mills leading lap number 1 from Chase Barber in 2nd, Chase Hardy in 3rd in the 99 machine. Then you go back to the 44 for D1RT Racing. That is John Rosario. Michael Spengler rounds out your top 5.
Talking about that John Rosario, that man is definitely bad fast, but he's outside looking in. He definitely doesn't want to have a uphill battle getting into the feature again like he did the last time with the pro late model. But he's got Chase Hardy, Barbera, and Trey Mills all in front of him, who definitely are fast in their own right. But he's going to take that high lane and see if he can't get anything done. Right now, though, Chase Hardy's the man holding it up on the inside lane. Then Rosario's going to crisscross it through. They're side by side.
I'll tell you what, Rosario down to the inside, looks for the slider there on Chase Hardy. And Hardy still works back to the outside. He's got the momentum on the top side of the racetrack. So Chase Hardy not comfortable at the moment, sitting back there in position number 3. He's got some company with Rosario, putting the pressure. We're now 4 laps into a 10-lap heat race, 6 laps left to run. Hardy gets the cushion, gets a little tight. You see that car straighten up big time in the middle of turn number 1 and 2. But he gathered it back up, and well, he caught the guardrail on the back straightaway. These boys, they don't learn. Sometimes the guardrail will not move.
No, it won't, but sometimes it can help you, and it can definitely hurt you a lot of times. But Rosario right there on his back bumper, he gets in a little bit of trouble. That puts him back there in the Spengler, who is up there in the 5th place spot. He is chomping at the bit, and so now he's got to put up with him with 5 to go. That gives Hardy a little bit of breathing room sitting in that 3rd place.
Hardy, he has got 4/10 of a second back to John Rosario Jr. There's a battle on for the race lead, mind you. Chase Barber and Trey Mills. Barber put them over now. Here comes Hardy to the outside on Barbara down into turn number 3. Barbara slides up. Hardy turns it back underneath. New race off turn 4. He's for second and 3rd position. 3 laps left to run, and now here comes the 44-inch of John Rosario Jr. one more time.
He stuck his nose in and, man, got it cut off by Hardy. Hardy says, not today. 3 to go. Up top, Barbera's into the wall a little bit. That's going to leave Hardy to be able to close that gap. Meanwhile, Trey Mills out front. Rosario back there behind him. Everybody's on that top side cushion and is beating down the wall. We're going to see who's going to make the first mistake here and who it's going to be and take these top 3 spots.
Mills slides up just a little bit, takes the line away from Chase Barber. What does Chase Barber have in this final lap? Barbara, Hardy, and Rosario, they all went to the cushion into turn 1. The cutback line in full effect. Down the back straight away for the final time. Heat number 5, Barbara to the inside. In fact, he'll stay low in the middle of turn number 3 and 4. The race off turn number 4. Drag race to the line. Trey Mills gets the win by a 10.5 over Chase Barber in 2nd. Chase Hardy 3rd. John Rosario, Michael Spengler, Austin Hunter, Jaden Sheehan, Bob Klein, and Carden Cochran to make up your 9 drivers. Joe, what a heat race that was between Mills, Hardy, Barbara, and Rosario.
You know, and it was just heavy hitters right there, like you said. These heat races are definitely living it up to it, being some awesome ones. But this one here, heat race number 6, we got Robbie Buchanan Jr. going to be the man out front in this one starting. Tanner Tomasi there starting in 2nd. Lyndon Whitfield in 3rd. Paul Hollander starting in 4th. Jason Moore in 5th. Jason Korn starting 6th. Joe C. right in 7th. We got Jaden Krause up in 8th. And Josh Gooseland going to be the man there in place. And good names here in this one too. So these heat races so far. Whew, the thing is though, is it's not so much these heat races, is the LCQs are where it's going to get interesting, because then only the top 3, or excuse me, the B main here tonight, and this one only the top 2 go to the feature. That's where crunch time happens.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for some of these drivers that finish towards the back of their heat races to come through the fields. You always got to look at one of the guys that had an unfortunate incident in his heat races, Dylan Yeager, and he's certainly got the talent to come through. But we'll worry about he's been made later on. Right now, we've got heat race number 6, and we are underway.
Oh,
look at one car to the wall. Hollander in the 113 machine. He kept it going, so we stayed green with 3 wide down into turn number 3 and 4 for positions 3, 4, and 5, and to make that 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, and then just to check on what happened there up there, it looks like Gooseland got into the wall, and Hollander was a man sitting duck, and he got slammed. But you're right here around the 4th, 5th, and 6th place spot, Krause, Korn, Tomasi, all those guys are just on top of each other, 3 wide. And now you got a battle for that final transfer spot. C is right there. He's got company with Korn, Tomasi, and all those guys behind him. Whitfield and Buchanan, they're out front, man. They got a little bit of breathing room.
Jaden Krause goes to the infield. There may have been contact with the car on the back straight over. We stay green for the moment. He's off the racetrack. In fact, he's back in the pit area. So we'll stay green. Krause will officially finish in 9th position. Your leader is Robbie Buchanan Jr. from Lyndon Whitfield in 2nd. The 50 entry of Joe Cease in that 3rd and final transfer position. Korn time, baby. Backed up Jason Korn back there in 4th. And you go back to Tanner Tomasi, who I'm sure right now is probably a little bit disappointed at the minute, sitting back there in position number 5, as he's now got Jason Moore looking down to the inside, down into turn number 1.
Yeah, it's not over with yet. He's got 6 laps to see if he can't get something done. Tomasi's back there in the 5th place. Korn, like you said, he's not popping Korn tonight, but he's definitely hot. He's in 4th place, and if he can't run down Joe C in that 3rd place final transfer spot. Meanwhile, Winfield Buchanan's out front. Moore's hanging on the 6. These guys, man, are back and forth. But see, right now, under heat by Korn, he's trying on the outside.
Cease will slide up, run the big slider line down into turn number 3 and 4. Corn looks back down to the inside, stays right through the middle of the racetrack, right through the slick, through 3 and 4. Now it's Jason Corn. It's his time to shine. He'll slide up, park it on the nose of the 50 machine of Joe Cease. And now here comes Tanner Tomasi. Tanner Tomasi down to the inside of Tomasi in the space from turn 2 into turn 3. He'll pick up 2 positions. Will he have it at the line? Yes, he does. Tanner Tomasi into position number 3.
And just so if you know, don't blink, Winfield's in trouble. The second place man, he feels those guys behind him. Tomasi, like you just said, took that 3rd place away from C. Corn got popped in the back, went up the track and fell all the way back to 5th. Meanwhile, it's not over with. We got 2 to go as old Buchanan's loving what he's seeing in his rearview mirror.
Absolutely. Tomasi's got, once again, he went to the top side. Joe Cease went down to the bottom side through 1 and 2. Cease is going to stay committed to the low line through turn number 3 and 4. Probably not the right move. Probably not the right lane, I should say, for the 50 machine. But he could just be going into protective mode, knowing that he'll have somewhere of a top two row starting position in tonight's last chance qualifier. The white flag and the checkered flag. The checkered flag is about to fly for Robbie Buchanan. He will get the win. Heat race number 6 from Lyndon Whitful home in 2nd. Tanner Tomasi 3rd. Joe Cease, Jason Corn, your top 5. Jason Moore, Josh Gosselin, Paul Hollander, and Jaden Krause will make up your 9 drivers for heat race number 6. And Joe, the first of 3 B mains. So B main number 1, 12 laps is the distance. I will confirm top 2 will transfer into the back of tonight's feature event. They will start positions number 19 and 22.
Whew, you know, and as we look through the grid here, you've got some heavy hitter names. AJ Cruz, Corey Valise there, Joshua Boonsbeck, just to name a few here. But we've only got 2 positions that are going to go to the feature. I talked about it. You're back there, I'm going to say 6th, 7th, 8th, 19th back. Got your work cut out for you. It is a racy track here tonight. You can pass. That's the one thing I will say about this track. They can pass, but you also can lose a lot of ground by trying to pass a guy.
Absolutely. And this is where these drivers, and you'll get the experienced guys, they'll know how to pass, but with the way the track is at the moment, you've really got to be committed to the top line of the racetrack in 1 and 2, and then the slide line in 3 and 4. You've really got to be committed. For guys that got their cars set up at both ends, you'll see the more experienced guys come through the field. You know, the likes of, you know, like Drew Hopkins in this one, for example, Ryan Flatton, Travis St. Clair, Josh Fuller. Yeah, he's pretty quick, so keep an eye on those guys as well.
Absolutely. You got Flatton right here with Hopkins, St. Clair in the 3rd place spot. Remember, the top 2 go to the feature. Right now, Hopkins is the man that holds that point, but behind him, they're on. You got Krebs, Cruz, and company. Everybody side by side. It's 2 by 2 throughout the field.
I'll tell you what, it's an awesome lap on B main number 1 of 3, and lap number 1 is in the books. Ryan Flatton continues to lead the way right now from Drew Hopkins. And those 2 drivers, for the moment, they have got the 2 transfer positions. Although Travis St. Clair, he may have something to say about this one. Flatton goes to the cushion. Keep an eye on AJ Cruz right now back down the 57 machine. He's also on the outside looking in. Bo Krebs, Coy Valise. They'll battle for positions 5 and 6. And right now, that's just for bragging rights, because Joe, as you said, if you're not inside the top 2, well, it's time to pack it up and go home for the Miller Family Trucking National Super Late Model Tour, presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder.
Yeah, like you said, and we got some awesome performance on this track here, and you need to check out Hontz Performance if you want some good running right here. You see Hopkins, he is all over the back door of Flatton and trying to see if he can't knock it down. Meanwhile, St. Clair says, I'm going to come running through it, and I'm going to take both ends, like you said earlier, 2 for 1. Meanwhile, 4 wide almost. He tried it, and then he went all the way from 1st all the way back to 3rd, just like that.
Well, and just like that, how things can change. St. Clair and Hopkins, it was a drag race to the start-finish line. I will confirm that just then, the distance between, I can't even tell you now, but it was like a few 1,000ths of a second between Hopkins and St. Clair. As Hopkins, he's gone back down to the bottom side on the exit of turn number 4. He's got the moisture, he's got the run, and he's got it by half a car length down into turn number 1.
Every one of these drivers has got the talent to get it done on the track, but it's the track tonight that's very racy, and I said it before, you can see it here. You make the move, you're able to make the pass. The problem is you lose so much momentum coming in. You're making one mistake, and then you've got another guy behind him. So we got the caution out. Looks like James Lawson is the man in the back in this one. Let's go back on the replay here and see. Maybe had a little bit of help, and looks like, yeah, he did. And the next thing you know, he's dead.
That was Joshua Koonsbeck in the 15. And, well, James Claassen, I don't want to be that guy, but you can't actually park on the racetrack.
Home plate.
Yep. It's actually a no parking zone.
It is.
Hence the reason why you got towed, Joe.
And, you know, free virtual parts on eBay.
Yes, yeah. Well, there's a sale on James's parts there.
Right. Well, this has been a racy track. I mean, probably. You know what? I've seen a lot of dirt races here, and a lot of the tracks on iRacing. Tonight just seems like, for some reason, I don't know if it's the setups, it's the track is, but it looks awful racy out there. And it really, I don't know who has the advantage. I mean, yes, we've seen some guys get out front and be bad fast out there with their setups. But again, it seems like anybody can get up there, because you try to make that pass, you lose so much momentum.
I think that just comes back down to the weather settings. Yeah, you know, just holding the moisture in the racetrack, you know, not allowing it, you know, because what we've seen in previous seasons, but yeah, come this time of the night, you know, a track be really slick, like the smaller tracks, for example, you know, like the Fairberries or the Laniers, you know, the Limelands, Kokomos, you know, those tight little bull rings. Because there's not much of a racetrack there.
I like it.
Absolutely. Yep. And like I said, I just think there's you know, the racetrack is holding a bit more moisture, and being a bigger and wider track than what we'd see, like I said, if we went to Kokomo or those, yeah, those small tracks, those quarter miles or whatever. So
as we go back green, flatten out front, the problem is he didn't get away like he wanted to over Hopkins. Hopkins is going to see if he can't drive it down on the inside, and behind him, St. Clair, he's got trouble with AJ Cruz and Coy Valise there along with them. So we've got a whole new set of guys. It's a battle for the lead, though.
Oh, there's a battle for the lead. Hopkins is now looking down to the bottom side on the exit of turn number 2, down into turn number 3 and 4, flat to the outside. They'll come to 3 laps left to run. In B main number 1, it is Flatton holding on to the race lead from Drew Hopkins. On the outside, looking in right now is Travis St. Clair in the 13 team machine again. He's already picked up 1 feature win with the World Thunder Esports League.
You know, and at some point, Hopkins is going to have to realize, I do not want to give up the second place spot, because he's in the feature. St. Clair's right there, back there chopping at the bit, so Hopkins has got to be very careful. All night long, we've seen trying to battle with another guy, you lose so much momentum, and St. Clair's there. So if he keeps leaving that door open, Travis might try to see if he can't drive through it. So if I'm Hopkins, I might get up there and start protecting. Here comes Corey Valise, though, on the inside of him.
Well, one thing tonight about Drew Hopkins, well, he was the first winner in the World Championship iRacing Pro Late Model at Lernerville, feature winner. And that was where Drew Hopkins announced his name on the Super Late Model stage, but it won't matter, because Ryan Flatton, a long-time veteran sim racer, will get the job done in B main number 1. He will get the win. He will start position number 19 in tonight's main event. Drew Hopkins comes home second. He will start position number 22. For the rest, I'm back. The likes of St. Clair, Valise, Cruz, Fuller, and everybody else, it will not matter. They will have to come back for round number 2 next week of the Miller Family Trucking National Super Late Model Tour, presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder. Joe, B main number 2.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome here. And you know, again, now here's a name that everybody knows, as you've got the John Ruggiero sitting there in second, Jason Salter. They're going to be the 2 men out front. But you've got Nick Baum, Mike Augustine, Bob Klein, Brent Evans, all back there, 5th, 7th, 9th, 10th. Well, somebody is going home that a big name tonight.
Well, who will that be?
Well,
who will that be?
I'm going to tell you right now, we already see Caden Cochran and Brent Evans didn't grid, so we know they're out. But
Yep.
Augustine right now is the one that's in the major trouble. He's back there starting at 8th. Got Klein right behind him. So those two, Nick Baum sitting in 6th, he can make up some spots. But when you've got two guys out front like Salter and Rosario, oof, heavy hitters. But green flags are already 3 wide up front.
It's going to be Jason Salter to lead them down into 3 and 4. Nick Palmer immediately putting the move there on Joey Lamb. Down into turn number 3 and 4. And this is your battle for positions 3, 4, and 5 is now Michael Spengler in car number 30. Look at Austin Hunter in car number 8. He's riding the cushion through turn number 1. Just stays above the slick on the exit of turn 2. Gets back around the outside of the 19 of Mike Augustine. He's got to hope that he passes a number of cars. And then for the caution flag to come out, there is a challenge starting to develop for the race lead. As Ruggiero goes to the bottom side, Salter goes to the top side, down into turn number 1 and 2. They'll drag race past the Brian Clausen Sweet Tower down into turn number 3, and it's Salter to get back to the number 1 position.
You know, we talked about it right there coming through the field. Nick Baum was all the way up to 3rd place, and then just in not even probably a half a lap, he's back in 7th going, what happened? But Spengler right now in 3rd. He's around 2, caution out. Ooh, he is still flipping and going around. Let's go back on the replay, see what happened to him. Got a little bit of tailgated here on the track, but oh man, this is definitely going to help out Hunter and Austin because they were losing the front 2 very fast. As we're watching the replay real quick, you see where it goes. Inside looked the car, on the outside looked all there and just drove it in too hard.
Yeah, but that wasn't even. I mean, there was actually 2 incidences there.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah. So Nick Baum. So whatever, Nick Baum comes off the cushion.
What?
He drives down the racetrack. But as he's driving down the racetrack, Bob Klein in the 7, again, no fault to Bob here because he's just sort of running the slider line. He comes up, and then all of a sudden, they just sort of meet in the middle, and yeah. So there was 2 different incidences
there on Nick Baum, by the way, while you were filming, and that just right there compounded the problems he was having tonight. I mean, he was up to 3rd and went all the way back to 7th, and now just got in that. But 2 guys up front who was walking away, Salter, Dario. We talk about those 2 guys; they are bad fast. But this here helps Lamb and Hunter. It's going to be kind of single file.
So I believe safety car lights are still flashing, so we're not going to go green just yet. We'll just see if so. Looking at race control, they've given Michael Spengler the end of line penalty, so he'll go to the back. Lights will go out. Joe, next time by, safety car will go infield, and it's going to be in the hands as the field will double up. It'll be in the hands of, once again, on the 10 machine of Jason Salter.
Salter, Zero right there. Those 2 guys were out front leading it. Can Lamb and Hunter do anything with them? Remember, the top 2 are the only ones that go to the feature. Everybody else goes home, and we've got a lot of heavy hitter names. I mean, you got Ryan Avila, you got Mike Augustine outside looking in on this one. Nick Baum, who's just gotten that last wreck, but only 2 spots. A lot of guys. That's why it's so important to do well in the heat races.
Yeah, but it also stems coming back from qualifying as well, Joe. So if you don't put the good qualifying effort in to give yourself the best opportunity to lock yourself directly into the main event from the heat races, you can potentially bury yourself, and that's what half of these drivers have done here. So unfortunately, it's just the way it goes at the moment. Meanwhile, 5 down, 7 to run. How about the 8 of Austin Hunter? Just catches a cushion, catches the wall with the right rear quarter pedal. He'll straighten the car up as he now sets off, looking at the back of the 44 machine down into turn number 3.
Biggest thing he wants to see if Ruggiero right there will get up and try to battle with Salter. We've seen it all night long. When they do, it kills the momentum. You see John right there on the inside. He's got his nose just peeking, but he's going to stay up on that top side cushion. Hunter's able to close in. That's what I was talking about. They're able to close that gap when they go side by side. So does Ruggiero actually sit where he is, or does he try to take over Salter? Never mind. I'm going to answer my own question. He goes for the slide job on the inside.
Salter powers back around the outside of the 44, down the back straight away. will have 4 laps left to run. So 2 miles around Knoxville Raceway. Rosario has got the second and final transfer position. Joe, they battle for starting positions of 20 and 23. So just it's 3 positions, it's 2 rows, but it is a matter of you put yourself into the big dance, then you've got 50 laps to work your way from the back to the front. And at the moment, Austin Hunter, Mike Augustine, Bob Klein, they're the first 3 guys in this third B main that are going to miss out. But here we go, back to the inside, back into turn number 1 and 2, and it's a slight job by John Ruggiero Jr. on Jason Salter, and Salter back to the inside, Salter back to the number 1 spot.
And you see just how much ground Hunter's able to make up on them when they do those slide job moves. Ruggiero right there on the inside. He's going to do another slide job to Salter. You talked about it here, but don't blink. You got Mike Augustine coming up on the inside there of the 4th place spot, but the 2 guys battling for the lead. Salter coming. Oh, Augustine in the wall. That's going to put Hunter by himself, and he's hoping that those 2 guys get in each other so that he can get in that final transfer spot.
Well, the white flag is out, 1 lap left to run for the 44 machine for D1RT, and they've got 1 and 2. The teammates, they go 1 and 2 at the moment. John Ruggiero Jr. and Jason Salter. Keep an eye on Salter. He'll protect that line down into turn number 3, so make sure no slide jobs are going to happen. Austin Hunter, he cuts it back down to the inside. He gets a run, and he's going to fall short by probably a car length. John Ruggiero gets the win. Second will go to Jason Salter, and John Ruggiero Jr. is in the show and at a chance and a possibility of another hard charger.
I'm going to tell you what, he's going to have to if he wants to win it, because he's going to have to come from the back, and I've seen him do it the last race in the pro late models, and like I said, with these super late models tonight, it has been super. Let's look at the grid in order here as Jarrett Jones is going to be man out front. Joe C there in second. Again, we got some names here. Cody Sieber, Tyson Ulicki, Thaddeus Marshall, Jason Korn. In this one, only 2 go to the feature. Got some heavy hitter names that are outside looking in. Also, Dylan Yeager. Is he going to be able to come from the back in this one and bring it to the front?
Well, that's a question that only Dylan Yeager can answer. He's got 12 laps. And he's got to make up a minimum. Well, he's starting position of a 12, so he's got a minimum of 10 positions to make up. And in fact, just looking at where he's actually going to be lining up here.
Yeah, well, no.
He's
in the 11th spot. So
yeah, he's going back to 11.
He's got, like you said, 12 laps. I mean, that's almost a positional lap, which can do as green flag flies, but it is definitely an uphill battle. Now he's way back in the 12th. We're going to see what happens. Comes to the field. They're 3 wide. Jones out front, gets up in the wall a little bit. Brandon's right there behind him, trying to see what he can do. See right here, he's got his hands full with Korn and Allwider.
Mahurda. It's all good. Don't worry. It took me plenty of years to, and I'm probably not even sure that is the right pronunciation, but we're going to go with a 4 wide off turn number 2 if you don't mind. And Jason Korn, he's starting to make some moves. To the middle goes Jason Moore, 3 and 4 wide. And look at who is catfishing on the bottom, nearly 5.
Oh, are you kidding me? They took the top 3 out, Brett. Wow.
And have a look who will now be near the front of the field.
Wow, let's go back and watch that again, because that was the top 3. Pretty much took themselves right out of this one. Car got in the wall up there. They went 4 wide, and Allwetter right there got involved with this one. Wow, that's a turn of events real quick.
Did you see that purple 48 sneak by?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan Yeager.
Yep, he snuck by, and that's what he's so good at doing. And the fact that he was doing it on the bottom side, and then he was able to watch what was happening in front of him, make those adjustments to sort of basically just get out of the way and just say, yeah, you know what, I'm going through, boys.
And you know, sometimes it's not all about the talent, a little bit of luck you need there involved. And he's up to 4th. He's within striking distance of getting that one of those top 2 positions to move himself into the feature tonight. He's going to need it. Still got Jones out front, Brandon there behind him, and Moore in 3rd. So Yeager's still got a little bit of work to do, but now it's a little easier than what he had before.
Well, he had to gain 9 positions in 12 laps. He's now got, 10 laps to make up 2 positions. He's just, so, I mean, yeah, okay, three cars just unfortunately took themselves out.
He made up what? 7 just in
Hang on, we're not going
a lap and a half.
Yeah, there you go. Woo! Dirt, that's why I kind of like dirt racing. You know, I like short track racing on the asphalt because it's just fast and fierce. But I love the dirt racing because it's so fast, it's so exciting. Anything can happen. I mean, you blink and like, where'd he come from?
Yep. Just confirming Jordan Mahurda and Joe Cease given end of line penalties in that one. So.
Yeah, and that pretty much is going to seal the deal for them unless they just get lucky here, like I'm going to say Jaeger did, and really get back up front. But it's an uphill battle for them. Got Jones going to bring them to the line here with 10 to go. Got Brandon right there beside of him. Jaeger's third, but
fourth.
Be more. Four's going to be.
Yep, can confirm that Jaeger in the 48 is outside second row. And, well, I mean, Jared, half of these guys, they're fast in their own right. But Jaeger is probably on just another level at the moment when it comes to this field. And, that's no disrespect to anybody else, there's a lot of guys that, could potentially make this main event that might be main events elsewhere. But, when you come to the Miller Family Trucking National Tour, presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder, it's going to be hard to make these shows week in and week out. Green flag is back out.
Yeah, it is right here, and you see Jones gets that jump out front. Meanwhile, battle in the back, are you kidding me? Jason Moore, who was up front, now has went all the way from second back to fourth and fifth, and he is in trouble as caution is out. That's going to be Josh Gooselin is going to be the man going upside down in this one, but it actually started there with Moore. Moore got in trouble. They went 4 wide behind him. Yeah, and there you see that man who, Josh, went up there, got into the wall a little bit. But, boy, that definitely mixed it up. And guess what? Man, it came out smelling like roses on that one's got to be Dylan Jaeger again.
Well, I'm going to keep an eye on Bowden Brandt because he's up in second. So Jaeger looks like he's going to restart in third. You go back to the first lap and a half, he just catfished around the bottom. And that's where he passed the majority of the cars. So I've seen Jaeger win in late models, in sprint cars, in big blocks, and he's probably one of the best drivers to get around any racetrack on the bottom side. He said a number of times he doesn't like getting up on the wall, on the cushion. It's not the preferred way for him to get around because it's just, I mean, it's pretty easy to hold it flat up there and just rim ride, but to run the bottom, you've got to have throttle control, you've got to have that finesse. So, and that's something that he's got in his back pocket. Jason Moore, in fact, going back up to position number 3. So for the moment, that'll put the 48 entry of Dylan Jaeger back to position number 4.
Yes, it is. Got Jones going to be the man out front. Brandon right there second. Moore, like you said, so lucky. Up out of the third, Jake. Fourth, they're going to single file on this one.
Oh, yep. Yep, I was just going to say that the field is definitely going single file. The lights out on the safety car. And Jared Jones will have 4 down and 8 to run. So 1/3 complete in this final B main. B main number 3. Round number 1 of the Miller Family Trucking National Super Late Model Tour presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder, Joe.
Our green flag's about to fly. Jones out front. They go single file. Let's see if Moore can hang on to third place. Dylan Jaeger says, I got to go. Time's running out. I need that second place spot if I want to go to the feature. He looks on the inside. Now he's got clean and green in front of him. He's going to try to see if he can't run down Brandon. Meanwhile, though, Moore is in trouble. He's got Marshall and Sieber all on him with 35.
Yeah, just looking at Cody Sieber's left front, it was really picking up as we go yellow.
Who see? Parking on the wrong side of the back there. A little beat up. Heat wrench machine. By side. Got in the wall. Next thing you know, Another incident going on behind him there.
Josh Gosling got into the side of him, and Josh Gosling has been given the end of line penalty. So
I'm surprised the other incident there that happened right there as I was watching it. But nonetheless,
maybe because the yellow may have been already thrown. That's the only reason why I could think that it wasn't thrown, because if it's already thrown,
that's true. Jarrett Jones, man out front. Bowden Brandon right here in second. Got Jason Moore in third, but top two. I don't know what does Moore got to do.
well, I don't know. He just needs to find something more.
Punchline. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to get that one. I'm like, come on, that's a real sitting duck there.
That was a good one. I mean, you're not wrong. He's definitely going to have a little more than what he's got to get up there in second place. And then Dylan Yeager, though, it seems like he's stuck right there in that fourth place. He needs green flag runs. He doesn't need these cautions are killing him in order for him to get up there in that second place spot.
Well, see, what these cautions are doing, just quickly, is we go 3 wide out of turn, over 2 between Moore, Brandt, and Yeager. These cautions, they take away that lap that we complete. So every time the caution comes out, he goes back to his original starting position on the restart. So again, you take that lap away, and that's just one lap that he has to. That one lap less that he has to do to get back to the front.
Absolutely. Right now, though, he's in a beautiful spot. He's going down on the inside. Yeager's going to look and see if he can't take that second place. I think it's his only game plan here is he's hoping that he can get it done. But, man, Moore tries to slam the door on him. Didn't happen. See if he can knock down the momentum because you've got Sieber right there in the mix.
Yeah, 3-car battle for the final transfer position. I mentioned Cody Sieber before. That left front was really picking up there on the exit of the turns, and now he looks down to the outside. I think he may have had third at the start-finish line between Yeager and Sieber, and there was 0.031 of a second. And Yeager again continues to try and pick the inside line. He slides up. Sieber smacks the guardrail on the outside. He falls in line. 2 laps left to run. Jared Jones and Jason Moore, they've got the 2 transfer positions, but Dylan Yeager says, not just yet, Jason Moore. You've got company down in the turn number 3. White flag is out, Joe.
Yes, it is, and Moore's doing what he needs to do, shutting the door down on the inside as they head to the white flag. 1 and 2. Yeager's trying on the inside. Jones has got clear room. They're going to head off the backstretch for the final time.
Wow, he's got him. Jared Jones gets the win. Dylan Yeager.
Wow.
He sneaks home to position number 2 and will start position number 24 in tonight's main event. Jason Moore, unfortunately, Heartbreak City for him. He finds himself back there in position number 3. So he is going to be sent packing along with Cody Sieber, Paul Hollander, Bowden Brandt, Jaden Krause, Thaddeus Marshall, Joe Cease, Josh Gosling, Jason Korn, and Jordan Mahurda. Those are the 12 drivers in B-Main number 3. And our 24-car field is set, Joe White. We have a warm-up session. There is... Let's see if they are doing track prep. I don't think so. And they may even get like 60 seconds in. And that's sort of about it, Joe.
You know, it has been awesome all night long. We're going to let y'all folks watch the sights and sounds. These guys go out here, warm up a little bit. Be right back because we're going to feature time right after this. All right, folks, we're back here. Feature time here tonight. And it, so far, this thing has been awesome for the and super late models here presented by Hontz Performance and the World of Thunder. Right now, look at this grid because we got 20 out here about battle. And from what we've seen so far, oh, I don't know. It's gonna be wild.
Yeah, wild is probably the word for it, Joe White.
Yes. Look through here, we got 24 machines. And back in 24th, a man who's going to have a uphill battle, Dylan Yeager, but another one sitting in 20th, John Rogerio Jr. in 20th. We've seen him come through the field many a times also. So, two guys right there got the work cut out for them. Can they get it done? Sure. With 50 laps, got plenty of time. You need a little bit of help. Track's definitely set up to be able to get it done. So we're going to go with a missing man here tonight. Never seen that before. Missing man. Good one. All right. 4 wide salute to everyone, but missing man, we're doing this for Cody Naveen, grandfather, but just to kick it off, Brett, we're going 4 wide here tonight for you guys.
Soundstripe.
Yeah, that indeed we are. The Miller Family Trucking National Super Late Model Tour presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you've been waiting for. It is the Miller Family Trucking National Super Late Model Tour presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder. Feature race time. 6 years ago, the World of Thunder eSports, the World of Thunder formed and is heading strong with over 1,800 active members. Get comfortable, expecting to get exciting with the ground-pounding super late models in action for 50 laps as they salute to you what is generally a 4-wide salute, but of course the missing man formation in memory of the driver of the 102 machine tonight. Tonight, he drives the 102 machine. He normally drives car number 11. It is Cody Nevin. His grandfather passed away a little over a week ago. And tonight, Cody Nevin races the number 102. And if you have a look, Joe White, if you just pan into the 102 machine, if you can get a shot of the roof or either the numbers on the side of the car, you can see that the picture of his grandfather is on that race car, riding with him strong. So yes, to Cody Nevin and his family, on behalf of everybody at World of Thunder, OSRN, Ultimate Dirt TV, everybody, our thoughts and prayers are with you through this difficult time, buddy. You know, we are always only a message away.
Absolutely. Like you just said right there, it's going to be awesome, as you can see. You're just heartbreaking when you lose a loved one like that, but good to see him out here in memory of it, and again with the missing man here for him and a 4-wide salute. So get set, like you said, Brett. Going to be a good one here. Feature time, 50 laps here on the board.
Yeah, really looking forward to this one. 50 laps to take out, or who will take out round number 1 of the Miller Family Trucking National Super Late Model Tour presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder. Of course, Jennifer and Bobby Hontz, they do a lot for the iRacing community, not only with leagues, but broadcast, but also drivers all across the board. So we thank them for their time, their money, with what they do and supporting everybody. For a lot of people on the iRacing community. World of Thunder, Joe, 6 years strong. The largest iRacing sanctioned league you can think of. And I mean, there's no better way to put it than just say the best of the best come here week in and week out to compete for that World of Thunder Championship.
Well, I definitely got the best of the best up here.
Oh, you're already here, Joe.
Oh, you. Green flag flies. Dylan Hauser, he came up a little short in the pro late models earlier tonight. He's going to make sure he does it. But the man, Blake Majulis, he did not get the start he wanted in the pro late models. He actually, in the first lap, he just got slammed into the wall. Right now, though, he's getting a little better start. He's in second, but Evan C. So you got the top 3. That is I don't know who between those top three definitely is going to win it, because it is a awesome race. Now, I will say this. Don't know if you caught the interview earlier. Dylan Hauser, though, with the Evan C., they didn't like maybe some of the little bit of rubbing that went on in the racetrack. So we'll have to see how that kind of flows over to this race.
Well, that's a story that's been riding for the last 2-3 years. It could go back, God knows how long. Yeah, it's look. I'd like to say it's going to end sometime soon, but I just can't see it. But right now, we're 3 laps into a 50-lap main event, 47 to run. How about Jordan Casey at the moment, showing some good early speed? He's gotten by Evan C. Evan C now has just drifted up there in front of the 14 machine of Trey Mills. The top 5 all run nose to the tail down into turn number 3 and 4. They're all running the slider line and probably just being a little patient, knowing that they probably don't have to do anything probably until the 30th lap. And that's when the racetrack will start to come to some of these troubles. Though Majulis now goes to the inside into turn number 1 and 2, trying to get by Dylan Hauser. And again, these two drivers are the reason why they are two of the best in the iRacing service, whether it's late models, sprint cars, big blocks, street stocks. You know you're going to see these guys whenever they hit the racetrack. They are going to be right at the pointy end of the field.
Yeah, and you see it. That's Hauser speed versus Blake Majulis say speed shop out front too. As you see Majulis down the inside, Hauser trying to see if he can protect that inside lane. Wasn't able to get it done as Blake's able to put his nose on the inside. Here comes Casey though. I told it all night long, you lose momentum when you try to go in there and pass, and you saw Casey was able to go, but Hauser's in the wall.
Yeah, Hauser just jumped the cushion, got a little piece of the guardrail on the outside of turn number 2. Now Majulis down to the inside. He leaves room there for Hauser to swoop back around the outside. Little contact. Here comes Jordan Casey all over the rear bump of the 127 down into turn number 1. And Casey stays low to the bottom side. Majulis dressed up, but Jordan Casey's up to position number 2. And the D1RT driver, a little bit of a smoky in this field, but I'll tell you what, he's showing some real strong speed. And here, how about Trey Mills in the 14 right there with him down into turn number 1? That's
what I was about to say. Don't blink. Here comes Trey Mills. He's into the picture here. He came up into that party. Evan C. is going to look on the outside, though, or on the outside there, Blake Majulis. Meanwhile, Hauser's loving what he's seeing. These guys keep battling. He'll keep running away from the field as you got Casey in second, Majulis in third, C there in fourth, Trey Mills in fifth. All those guys are on top of each other as Hauser right now is leading it.
Hauser continues to lead the way. He's got 6/10 of a second. Casey tried to shut the door on Majulis down into turn number 3. Majulis stays glued to the bottom. He'll get the run on the exit of turn number 4. Unable to complete the pass on Jordan Casey. We work down into 1 and 2. Casey and Majulis, they stay low. C and Mills, they go up to the top side. And Hauser just continuing to run the Dylan Hauser line wherever he was, because that number 2 machine is a rocket ship at the moment as Majulis squeezes Casey up, as now Casey tries to squeeze him back down into 1.
Yeah, I'm going to make Steve, man, I'm aggravating a little bit. I always say whose house is Hauser's house, and right now he's proving it. He's out front walking away from the field, but you got Casey sitting in second, Majulis. Those two guys, man, are beating and banging on each other, and you got C right there behind them watching as Trey Mills is in the mix too. So it's 2 by 2 for second on back. And oh, they're in the wall. That's not what you want to happen.
And Trey Mills was the lucky one in that one.
Tell you what here, hey, Brett, the only saving grace to that right there might be this caution that just came out.
Absolutely.
Because those guys were losing momentum by hitting that. Let's go back and watch a replay here. Ryan Flatten is the man who got it. And, oh, yeah, that's a big mess back there in the back. Wow.
So Jordan Casey actually had it by 0.016 of a second. Second at the line over Blake Majulis. Evan C had fourth by 0.036 of a second over Trey Mills. Hauser had a 7/10 of a second lead. Not a caution that Dylan Hauser wanted, but a caution probably for the likes of Evan C, Blake Majulis, because now they can figure out where the racetrack is. They can make those. Well, they can prepare themselves for what's to come. And I was just going to say, Joe, if you have a look at the laps, we're already 13 laps in.
Yes, we are. Time flies when these guys are getting on a green flag run, but it's been all Hauser out front. If he's able to get away from these guys again, because Casey, Majulis, and C, and then don't count out old Trey Mills right there. And get going real quick. John Ruggiero, he's up to 20th. Slowly but surely trying to make his way through the field, but the hard charger at the moment, I would have to say, would be Tanner Tomasi, up 6 positions so far, or Dylan Yeager up 7. So you got to keep an eye on those two guys back there in the back. I mean, there's still a lot of racing left here on this dirt track. Those guys definitely got enough time to get to the front.
Absolutely they do. Lights, I believe, are out. We are 1 to green now. Steve, Delaware double file restart. Leader has the front row all to themselves.
Yes,
everybody else?
Everybody else?
So the second place car will get to choose the inside or outside line. Everybody else will have to form in line to what the opposite of what iRacing says. So that's the way the Delaware double file restart works. 13 down, 37 to go. And Dylan Hauser stands on the loud pedal. He says, we're going back racing here in tonight's main event.
He played a little game up there with him on the stop and go. That actually helped him get out front. Majulis is going to take the high side. Caution.
John Ruggiero, maybe? Yeah, well, John Ruggiero is involved in that one.
Man, we were just talking about those two. Wow. Go back here and watch, see what happened. Oh, he just basically nowhere to go. It happened in front of him.
I think that might have been Jesse Enterkin in the one. No, it happened just in front of Enterkin. So I'm looking at Brandon Freeberg. Hang on, I'm getting my detective hat on. Steve, Joe. Oh, okay, so Tomasi gets into the back of Brandon Freeberg on the exit of turn 2. That gets a 71 loose. He hits the wall. Enterkin, Yeager get involved, but also one car went fine over the ball.
Accordion effect here. Yeah, just a big mess from there. Yeah, you see Yeager in that 48, and then the 157.
Drew Hopkins.
He's upside down flipping it. He's back on his all fours and keep going, but a man that got probably Dylan Yeager and Ruggiero, who was making it through the field, fortunately, wow, got involved in that.
Yeah, that all stems back from Tanner Tomasi. So, yeah,
well,
they're just no, they're just going to leave it. So Tomasi's just been blessed there,
yes.
And I've just heard that they are going to go single file. So we're going green.
Delaware.
No, they are. Race control just said they're going single file, although 4th and 5th right now are having a little bit of a tussle. C and Trey Mills.
Look, it's my position. No, get out the way. I'm here. They didn't get the memo. It's going single file.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing, right? If you're at a real racetrack and you're waiting, and this is what World of Thunder does. They have it as one-way communication system. So they try and make it to real life as best as you can with what we've been given here on iRacing. If you're unsure of a position, whether you're 4th and 5th, that's how you'll be at a racetrack. You'll be side by side until race control come over and say, all right, this car's in front of this car, or you know what I mean? Like, hey, car number 14 or car number 33, pull back one position. So, and that's obviously what C and Mills were fighting over. But back to green this time with pace car back in and Dylan Hauser. And this could be one to watch because now Majulis doesn't have Casey to the inside or outside.
Hauser just gets those good starts on the jump, though, by being able to control the field. But meanwhile, Majulis, he is there with him on Hauser, and he is trying that inside lane. It has not worked so far. Hauser said he's a top side dominant car. I think he's going to die on that top side. But right there, he went through a slider line. He went down low, went up high. Meanwhile, Casey's behind him. You've got Trey Mills back there in the back. They're battling out, but we got us heating up here for the front spot.
Yeah, 15 down, 35 to run. Dylan Hauser leads the way by 3/10 of a second. Majulis looks a little quicker there on the exit of turn number 2. So maybe the slider line starting to fade away in 1 and 2. It might be bottom 1 and 2. Slider 3 and 4. Majulis loses a bit of time back to Dylan Hauser. So It's going to be Hauser continuing to lead the way, looking at third and fourth position. Jordan Casey holds off Trey Mills at the moment down the back straightaway, Joe.
Yeah, you've got Trey Mills right there sitting in the fourth place spot. He's all over the back end. Actually, well, now he's on the side of Jordan Casey as those two guys are battling out. That is actually third and fourth. Evan C. has actually fallen off the pace just a little bit, back in fifth. He's kind of riding right now to see what these guys do. But meanwhile, you see everybody up on the top side. Blake Majulis is still running that low end. Now he did a slider line in that 2 turns, but he is trying that low line. Now he's going back up high because he's not making up much ground. He's going the same line that Hauser is. It just seems like it's a stalemate between those two.
Yeah, how about just looking at the hard charger, Jason Salter from 23rd. He's battling for 14th and 15th position. Depending on where he sits, if he sits 14th, he's +9. If he's 15th, he's obviously +8. So Jason Salter got one of the final transfer positions in the B main. Now look at Evan C. back up towards your third, fourth, and fifth place car. Evan C. was just riding around at the moment, just waiting for the racetrack to come to him. And previously, I've seen Evan C. win races here at Knoxville on the bottom side, so he knows how to get around this big half mile, 3 wide. Casey on the top, Mills to the middle, C to the inside. Mills gives Casey a little bit of right side romance, and well, in about a month's time, it's Valentine's Day, but I think you've just taken him to dinner early.
Let's hope it ain't going to happen. Nothing going to happen in 9 months' time. If not, he's going to be a rich man. But right now, you got Trey Mills up in the fourth place spot, looking on the inside of Evan C. Those two guys are going to battle it out for third and fourth. We've seen it time and time again as Hauser's out front walking away. And I got to say it, I've seen it many a times. As long as Hauser stays out front, he's going to be very hard to beat. You've got to get him in traffic in order to do anything. The biggest battle right now is fourth and fifth with Trey Mills. Logan Rumsey up into the mix now.
Yeah, he actually, the last lap, he actually got a run on the outside out of turn 2, and he pulled to the outside of Trey Mills, and Mills had to throw the slider line. Of course, that slider line just so dominant here so far in the main event, especially in turns number 3 and 4. James Braswell sits back there in 6th position. Chase Barber 7th. Dylan Wilson back there in 8th. Tanner Tomasi in 9th, along with Jordan Casey in 10th. Then you go back to Cody Nevin back there in position number 11.
And that's what we're watching right now, because that's a haymaker. I mean, these guys are battling it out 3 wide, 2 wide, trading paint. Look at Nevin right there, goes up into the 42. He's up into the wall. That is not the way you go around the track. It looked good at first, but then it just kind of flip-flopped over. Let's watch it in the replay. He just caught the wall, and that thing climbed it. Tried to do his best Joey Chitwood show him imitation.
Yep. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate there for Jordan Casey, who now finds himself back in the pits, and he'll be disappointed about that, because top 5 car for most of that, or for the first half of that feature race, and now unfortunately going to be sitting back there, back in the pits.
Fell over like a dead pancake out. Now, if you're Hauser, does these cautions worry you? I mean, yes, it gets Majulis right there on your back end. You've had some great starts on the restarts. You've been able to control the field. To me, just to answer myself, I don't think they do from what I've seen so far. But again, never know. But what do you think? You think they're going to hurt him?
Yeah, look, it's hard to say at the minute, Joe, because it can hurt him, but I mean, he had half a second lead over Majulis, so you take that half a second lead, you take that away from him. Yeah, you get him into open air, or clean air, as I should say. Yeah, look, I don't think Hauser's one to get spooked. He's been around. He's been around a long time. He'll know how to get it done and whatnot. But yeah, look, it's hard to say. I guess only time will tell. The only downfall for Hauser at the moment is Majulis is going to be right on that rear bumper of his.
And what's going on, Trenton? How you doing out there in Corey? Appreciate everybody tuning in. We're live tonight here on the OSR Network on Facebook, plus dirtfan.com on Facebook, Miller Family Trucking on Facebook, and hey, shout out to you, Steve. We're live there too. I like those guys, and hey, I got the main man from you, Brett, up here with Booth, so kind of special to
Joe. You know, I'll say this every day. I'm just a regular human being that gets to talk about race cars.
There you go, man. We gotta love it. And right now it's a start here. You got Hauser out front. Oh, he keeps beating that wall down like that, though. It's going to leave the opening for Majulis. As Blake Majulis right here looks good, but these cautions, I mean, that's a killer for Blake Majulis. But Chase Barbera, wow, down 12 spots. Let's see what happened to him. Yeah, he just got turned. Then got killed. But dead, don't park it there.
Look, I'm not going to say he got 10 on that one, Jack. So I'm looking at a different angle, and that was 3 wide down the back straightaway.
Yeah.
Like he sort of takes the nose off the 18 of James Braswell. There was nothing Braswell could do on that one. So yeah, that's just look, tough luck for Barbera in that 23 entry.
Yeah, look, and you talked about the hard charger right now is Jason Salter, and for Picker gets done thing here, but I think it's up like 13 spots. Definitely a good hard charger out here, but you know, we touched on it, Hauser, with these cautions. Now this right here, I mean, it's frustrating to be a leader because, you know, it's stop and go. Obviously in dirt racing, the caution laps don't count. You're the leader in the asphalt side of stuff, you're loving it because all these laps, the caution laps count. But they don't here, so it doesn't really benefit him as far as like lap count goes. It benefits him as he gets control of the field and the Delaware double file restart, which is something that I got accustomed to by coming here at Wotail. Matter of fact, I think this is probably the only league that I know that utilizes the Delaware double file restart.
Yep. Yeah. There's not many people that that will do the Delaware double file restart. But just on that, I can confirm that we have gone to single file restart at the minute.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Where did the Delaware double file, or if you're below the Mason, where did it originate from? How did it originate?
I got no idea.
I don't know. I'm interested to look up. Maybe everybody look that up on Google and check it out, because it had to be a reason behind why they would have done that instead of just a double file normal. Good educational question for somebody out there who wants to look it up. Outlaw, I know he's already looking it up now.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. Green flag it back out, and Dylan Hauser gets the jump. So we're halfway home. We're in fact just past half race distance, 26 down, 24 to go. So the distance of two B mains combined into one. But this is a 50-lap main event. Round number 1 of the Miller Family Trucking National Super Late Model Tour, presented by Hontz Performance, here at the Knoxville Raceway in what is the sprint car capital of the world.
Now, at what point does Evan C. say, okay, Blake, I know we're teammates, but I got to get up here and race you for something? I know right now he doesn't want to get up here. He wants to race in the tire tracks and hold off Trey Mills, and they want to see if they can't run down Dylan Hauser, but at some point he's going to see Blake's not doing anything to run down Dylan. I might answer my own question here in just a second, because you see C look to the inside, and C's going to say, well, let me get a shot up here before time runs out. See if I can't run down old Hauser.
I'll tell you what, like I said, I've seen Evan C win a heap of races here at Knoxville, and he's done it all by running the bottom side of the racetrack. I've seen Majulis win here. I've seen Hauser win here. Yeah, so these guys, they're no stranger to victory lane here at the Knoxville Raceway. Right now, it is just shy of 4/10 of a second. In fact, just getting a little over 3/10. It'll go back up to 5/10 of a second. The Hauser's very good on the entry into turn number 3, just as we're about to complete the 30th lap. We get the yellow is out.
They'll be in this one. Let's see. He's up all and got the back end. Whoops. Down. So, one to go. Julius now gets another. Logan Rumsey moves up into the 4th place spot. That's another one. As far as hard chargers go, Jason Salter's the man on the move with that one. He's up 15 spots so far. You definitely got Dylan Wilson up there. Talk about There he is. Trying to get his name right after all. Oh,
Who's
he's
that?
out.
John Ruggiero? Yeah, he's out in
yeah,
24.
He's Barbera. Okay. As he was out, I had so much action going on in the front here. Wow.
Yeah.
Late Majulis, company up front here with Hauser. Want to go?
And so we go back to the Delaware double file restarts, Joe, and it's going to be 20 laps left to run. In fact, 19, because we'll go back to lap number 30, and then we'll start the 30th lap. So yeah, I was right. 20 laps to go.
I'll let you do that Common Core math here.
20 laps confirmed. Okay. I'm normally the good math guy when it comes to lap counters.
You know, when it comes to dirt, though, man, I don't know how. Y'all go around the moon to get to the sun, around the sun to get to green flag.
Yeah, I was gonna go somewhere else with that one, but we'll go back racing instead.
I believe Majulis. Now, but this is what Majulis wanted to get done. He didn't want to get back there and battle too long. He was able to get away and get into clean air. Now he's up on the inside of Hauser. So Hauser did not want to see that. He wanted to see him battle back there with Rumsey and C, but Rumsey and C is the two, and here comes Trey Mills. So they got away from him. Look out down on the bottom. Rumsey's trying to see if he can't rumble to the front.
Yeah, Rumsey's really making some headway up to position number 3. Have a look at Dylan Wilson. How about Jason Salter? We spoke about Jason Salter. And Tanner Tomasi now. Now we're going to go 3 wide down into turn number 3 and 4. Mills, Tomasi. It's still going to be Hauser leading away from Majulis and Rumsey. Then you go back to C. Wilson, Mills, Salter, Enterkin, Tomasi, Braswell up into position number 10. And Dylan Yeager plus 13, but the man on the move, Jason Salter, from position number 23 plus 16 up to position number 7.
Absolutely, you got Majulis right now, but he's got trouble. He's got Rumsey behind.
I found out, Joe.
Oh, you did? You found it? Yeah. Oh, man, come up here and tell us something.
Yeah,
It says history lesson. He Googled it. They started at Delaware Speedway, hence why they became Delaware Double File Restart. Okay, now next question. Why is it the Dixie File Double File Restart?
Because maybe it happened at Dixie Speedway. That's the only logical answer that I could give for that one, Joe.
Battle for second.
Evans C's gotten by Logan Rumsey, so that'll shuffle Logan Rumsey back to position number 4. It's 14 laps to go for the 2 machine. The House of Speed number 2D of Dylan Hauser. You've got Blake Majulis and Evan C. 2 out of the 3 World Championship winners in the late model scenes. They are running 2nd and 3rd. Rumsey back there in 4th. Dylan Wilson makes up your top 5 plus 11, but still Jason Salter in our 6th position plus 17. A man on a mission right now.
Yeah, it is. And Dylan Hauser right now is tearing up some of the best in iRacing when it comes to dirt. A lot of the pro drivers behind him, because the top from 2nd on to 5th, all top pro drivers. Hauser is not, but he is out front leading it and walking away. So I tell you what, if his head wasn't big, it is just blew up now. Trying to get him through off his rig is going to be something else, because he is definitely hauling the mail. As Majulis is in trouble, he's got C down low. Rumsey's right behind him. Wilson's on the move, trying to get up there to those guys.
Well, you know, Hauser means business. He's here to win races. He's here to pick up a championship, as we are yellow with 10 to run.
Ooh, not the night he wants. Listen, happened to him right here in that P6 and tagged a little bit there, who knows, but fortunately,
Matt Selby can't park there, buddy.
All right, now, since we're on a caution, got a little bit more info. We was talking about the Delaware Double File Restart here and a history lesson on it. Outlaws on us out there for us, getting us investigating, reporting. He says, according to some sources, the Delaware restart saves drivers from wrecking the leader in the first turn. Okay? But that makes it easy for the leader to pull out. We've said that a million times. And it makes it for the driver to get back in, who is not stopped by the leaders on a restart. It didn't avert wrecks in the middle of the field either. Not to mention, on a smaller track, might be different. But a way such as this Fonda is large enough not to have to start Delaware. So basically, it's an easier way to protect the leader out front. And kind of, you know, we've said it a million times, it's definitely an advantage for the leader. I mean, there's no way around not saying that. So, you know, they're from the source. It came from it. Leader out front. Everybody else kind of in for themselves.
And which, you know what, it's true, especially like on here as well, like on iRacing. If you go back to other leagues or official races, you got the guy on the outside, and, you know, for people that are going to sit here and talk blue in the face that, you know, if they're restarting on the outside of the front row, they're going to want to try and jump the start and get a jump on the leader, because they want to beat them into turn one, especially if the line is on the top side. For people that are going to say, no, I don't do that, I'll call you a flat out lie to your face. I mean, I was doing it the other day. I was in a race, last night it was, my time actually. I was in a race, I was on the outside, and I always wanted to be probably just a front bumper or just a little bit more inside or in front of the car to my inside, just so I could get, by the time he goes, I can go and we're even.
Well, even on the asphalt side of things, I know the dirt guys don't like to call it. Everybody tries to in that first turn, if they can't win it in the first turn, and it's just crazy. So, you know, going back, like you said, it protects that leader, and I've even said it, it's an advantage. So, hey,
absolutely,
definitely give it to them.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. Anyhow, we are ready to go back green. This time my Hauser really slows the field down to about 30 miles per hour, and then he picks up the pace and we go back racing. 40 down, 10 laps left to run. Joe White, we're back underway. Round number one of the Miller Family Trucking National Super Late Model 2, presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder.
Yeah, right now Blake Majulis needs to find a way, if he's going to win this race, to run down Hauser, because every time this restarts, Hauser's just took off like a rocket out front. He's running that top side, and the Majulis on that bottom has not been able to make it work. So whatever setting that Hauser has, he is definitely bad fast with it. See Majulis there on the inside. Rumsey's right behind him, and say he drops back to the fourth place spot, but Blake Majulis has just not been able to find anything to do anything. I think Logan Rumsey might be one of the fastest on the track.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that. He looks pretty quick. In fact, he was a tenth and a bit quicker than Evan C, and he was almost a tenth quicker than your race leader. Logan Rumsey a 19.294, Hauser a 19.374, Majulis a 19.444, and Evan C a 19.523. Logan Rumsey in the 41 right now. He is coming thick and fast.
But the problem is time's running out on him, and he's got to get around Blake Majulis. And even if he gets around him, I think the time's not on his side. This is what Hauser wants to see. He probably says, okay, you might be fast, Rumsey, but you've got to get around one of the best, Blake Majulis. Now he looks to the inside. This might be the opening he needs as he pushes Majulis up to the top side. Rumsey's there, and they're going to go in there and slapping doors.
Well, I tell you what, Rumsey on the inside of the racetrack in to force Majulis. Well, Majulis had to force himself to the top side of the racetrack. Logan Rumsey back into position, or should say into position number two, when Majulis, well, it gives him a bit of a right side romance. Half turns the car around. Rumsey kept it going. Good job to keep it going. But Majulis moves his way back to position number two. We've got 4 to run, Joe.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, that move right there, probably Rumsey sitting going, you got to be kidding me. I passed him clean. Blake Majulis shoved it down on the inside, got in the rear quarter panel of him, just enough to probably upset him, because Rumsey might have had enough time to run down Hauser, but you can pretty much count the blessings. Hauser, if he keeps doing what he's doing, nobody's going to run him down. But we'll see if any next year Christmas cards are delivered between these two.
Well, we'll find out. 3 laps left to run. How about Jason Salter, 23rd, up to position number 5. A hell of a run by the driver of the number 10 machine to find himself inside of the top 5 after running second in B main number 2. We stay focused on this battle between second and third, and Rumsey reclaims second by half the car length up the start-finish line. Joe, we've got a lap and a half to go for your race leader.
Well, I'll tell you what now Rumsey would love to see caution right now, because that would put him right on the back door. But if the white flag flies, it's over with. And I think this is just where he's going to sit. He needed those 6 laps when he got around Majulis. Meanwhile, white flag one more time. Hauser's out front, doesn't make a mistake. He's got it on long gone tonight. Battle's going to be here for second.
Into turn number 3 and 4, your Miller Family Trucking National Super Late Model 2 presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder. Feature winner is Dylan Hauser. Second will go to Logan Rumsey. They made contact. Rumsey and Majulis made contact at the line, but Logan Rumsey will grab the second position on the podium, and Blake Majulis will come home third, Evan C. fourth, and rounding out your top 5, and a man that goes into a hard charger position tonight from 23rd plus 18 positions. Jason Salter home in position number 5. Boy, that was a hell of a run, but I'm going to say Tanner Tomasi plus 12, 18th to 6th. Dylan Wilson plus 9 from 16th to 7th. Jesse Entigan 15th to 8th. That's plus 7. Dylan Yeager as well.
It was a wild one all night long. Wow.
24th tonight's plus 15, and Jared Jones as well, plus 8 from 21st up to position number 13. Whoo-wee, Joe White, what a way to open up the National Tour campaign.
Yeah, what a way, like you said, what a way to open it up and kick off 2023, man, with some awesome racing tonight. Well, bring up the hard charger up here. Let's get a word with him.
All right, standing by with the driver that comes home in 5th place tonight happens to be your hard charger, Jason Salter. Jason, first of all, congratulations on the top 5.
Appreciate it, man. It was a lot of work.
From 23rd to 18th, did you think that you were going to have the luck that you did coming through this field here tonight?
Yeah, I really wanted to wait till the top slowed down so I could roll the bottom, and just the first, 15, 20 laps of the race, just trying to stay out of the misses. I knew there was going to be a bunch of wrecks, people trying to go for spots, and just trying to keep the car clean because I knew I was going to definitely need it here at the end.
Man, those last 10 laps, you were sitting in that third.
Was better than that slider line. That's all there was tonight.
You talk about it, you're one of the best out here. One of the here for the
Soundstripe.
Trucking National Super Late Model Tour presented by Hontz Performance and World of Thunder. Logan will
Appreciate it, and I'll fly back in next Sunday to try to come back and pick up another